In Pennsylvania, there are a number of murder victims, in the category of unidentified decedents, whose identities have yet to be found. In most of these cases, their murderer or murderers have also gone undiscovered. Boy in the box. A young boy found in 1957. He died from severe blunt force trauma visible across his body. Philadelphia Jane Doe, 1962, an African-American girl, aged approximately 4 to 6, whose body was found in a milk crate on May 3, 1962. She had been decapitated. Her head has never been found. Her ring finger on her right hand had been amputated sometime recently before she died. Lackawanna County John Doe on May 23, 1965, the remains of a newborn, presumably male, infant were found by a couple cleaning out their summer home in Thornhurst, Pennsylvania. They found the remains wrapped in a cloth bundle in their outhouse. A woman's cloth belt was found wrapped around the infant's neck. He had been less than a week old at death, and had been deceased for between 1 to 5 months. The family which owned the summer home was quickly ruled out as suspects. Another family which was staying at another cottage with a pregnant woman was also ruled out, as they had been in their permanent residence in Idaho when the child presumably died. The child's remains were exhumed in 2008 for DNA analysis. Lucerne County Jane Doe, 1973. On August 9, 1973, the unrecognizable body of a young middle-aged black female was found along Interstate 80 in Black Creek Township, Pennsylvania. Cause of death could not be ascertained, but investigators are treating her death as suspicious. She was wrapped in a yellow-green blanket and had been doused in sulfuric acid. She was estimated to be between 18 and 40 years old and was 100 pounds. She had black dark brown hair styled in a ponytail and brown eyes. She had a partial upper dental plate with 6 teeth. She was found wearing a pair of blue-green shorts, a pink blouse with white lace and a pair of blue bedroom slippers with a blue and green floral pattern. Her body was exhumed in 2016 for additional testing. Fort Indian Town Gap Jane Doe. On October 10, 1973, the decomposing body of a teenage, white female was found by Lebanon County game protectors near State Route 443 in Fort Indian Town Gap Military Reservation, Pennsylvania. Her body had been covered with tree branches, brush, and a large piece of green plastic with a seal that read, National Sanitation Foundation, Testing Laboratory 8505. She had been deceased for between 1 to 2 weeks, and investigators could not find any laboratory with a name matching the one found on the plastic. She was estimated to be between 12 and 20 years old and was approximately 5 feet 7 inches tall. She had light brown blonde reddish hair. Weight and eye color could not be ascertained. She had a thin nose which was deviating to the left and her tip was deviating to the right. She also had a high forehead and a strong tilted chin. She had also had extensive dental work done. 4 girls who were reported missing in the area in which the doe was found were later ruled out as her identity. Perry County Jane Doe. A female whose body was found in 1979. The cause of this person's death is unknown, but is ruled as suspicious. Lucerne County John Doe, 1980. On August 6, 1980, the decomposed remains of a newborn male infant were found by a bulldozer operator in the West End landfill in Larksville Borough, Pennsylvania. Cause of death was found to be negligent homicide, and the child had been alive for up to 3 days before dying. Investigators believe that he came from Larksville, Wilkes-Barre, Wyoming, Pennsylvania, Kingston, Courtdale, or Berwick, based upon the trash found on and around the body. The body was kept at the coroner's funeral office for 2 weeks, but nobody claimed the body. He was later buried in St. Anthony of Padua Cemetery with the epitaph, Baby Boy August 1980. His body was exhumed in 2016 for analysis. Jefferson County John Doe, 1986. The skeleton of a man aged 25 to 40 was discovered on July 25, 1986, in Washington Township, Jefferson County, Pennsylvania, near a strip mine. He was determined to be white, although he may have had Asian heritage. His skull was found several feet away from the rest of the body and had wire around the neck area, which indicated he was strangled. The right hand was never recovered and the fingers on the left were also missing. It appeared that the killer or killers had attempted to prevent his identification by doing this as well as burning the man's clothing on top of the head. He had light brown hair and was estimated to be around 5 feet 8 inches tall at around 170 to 180 pounds at the time of death. Jane Doe. A female's body found in Monroe Township, Clarion County, Pennsylvania, on July 22, 1990, the death blow being blunt force trauma to the head. Additionally, the right leg was broken. She was between 15 and 22, although some sources report her being as old as 40. She had very healthy teeth and had long brown hair and had one baby tooth still in place on the top set of teeth. The victim wore no bra, shoes or socks, which may have been taken by the killer. In each pocket of the woman's jeans was a single penny, which led to her nickname. The other clothing worn was a vest over a black shirt reading, "Stoplight of California." She was not believed to have come from the area where she was discovered. McKean County. Jane Doe. On September 22, 1991, a portion of a skull belonging to a young woman of unknown race was discovered near Mount Jewett, Pennsylvania. The skull appeared to have a bullet wound and was estimated to be between 1 to 6 years old by discovery. The only physical detail able to be gleaned from the bone was that the woman was between 15 and 30 years old. Additional searches were conducted in the area in which the original bone was found in 1992, with no more remains being found. Lucerne County. Jane Doe, 1994. A female skeleton was found at the edge of a strip mine on December 20, 1994, near Sugarloaf, Lucerne County, Pennsylvania. The remains had been left on the surface of the ground, and were estimated to have been at the location for up to 2 years. Despite the cause of death not being apparent upon examination, the case is being investigated as a homicide. The woman was between 34 and 47 years old at the time of death, and between at 5 feet 1 to 5 feet 4 inches in height. With the body, a yellow shirt, reading, "Kiss My Ass, I'm on Vacation," women's underwear, sweatpants and boys' shoes were found. She had borne at least one child, and likely suffered from back pain and may have walked with a limp when alive. She also has a significant number of missing teeth, and a fragment of metal unrelated to dental work was found in her jaw. Chester County. Jane Doe. On July 11, 1995, the dismembered remains of a female aged 17 to 40 were found in East Collin Township, Chester County, Pennsylvania. The torso was discovered first, wrapped in bedding and wax and placed into a reddish-colored suitcase, later traced to Kmart. Wire and tape were used to fasten the suitcase, which was disposed of near a river inside of a garbage bag. The young woman had been subjected to some violence, as she had bruises on her body. She had also consumed alcohol, although not enough to intoxicate her. Her age was estimated to be between 17 and 25, although other reports date she was between 18 and 40. The female was deceased for several days, up to 1 week, prior to the discovery. She may have been Hispanic with a light complexion, but otherwise appeared to be white. The victim had brown hair and eyes, was approximately 4 feet 11 to 5 feet 3 inches and weighed between 120 and 140 pounds. Her legs were not found until January 29 of the following year in Core Creek Park in Bucks County, where they had been disposed of in trash bags. The legs were not genetically tested to match the body but did, however, fit into the other parts of the remains. Other bags were found at the scene containing various amounts of women's clothing. The case was featured on America's Most Wanted in 2001. Philadelphia County Jane Doe, 1995. On October 28, 1995, the body of an African-American male aged 16 to 19 was found in Fairmount Park in Philadelphia, Philadelphia County, Pennsylvania. He had been shot twice in the head, and had been dead for approximately 3 days prior to being found. His black hair was styled in cornrows and there was a scar on his right arm. He had brown eyes. He was 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighed 163 pounds. He wore a red t-shirt, a gray hooded pullover Sergio Tacchen jacket, boxer shorts, a black belt decorated with medallions and black high-top Reebok shoes. Both his t-shirts and underwear were made by the Fruit of the Loom Company. His teeth were well cared for, although no signs of any dental treatment were found. Somerset County Jane Doe. The body of a 30 to 50-year-old man was found on November 3, 1995, although he likely died in 1994 in Somerset County, Pennsylvania, close to the border of Maryland. He had been shot twice in the head, likely around a year before the remains were found. He had possibly been fairly well-to-do, as the body was dressed in a pair of genuine Country Road brand pants that cost around $200 when new, and he had an expensive partial dental plate replacing missing teeth. He was approximately 5 feet 6 to 5 feet 10 inches in height and weighed between 150 and 170 pounds. Despite multiple facial reconstructions, identification has thus far been unsuccessful. Allegheny County Jane Doe. On June 28, 1999, the skeletal mummified remains of a young African-American female were discovered by a group of workmen who were about to conduct renovations on an abandoned property in Wilkinsburg, Pennsylvania. Cause of death could not be ascertained, but is believed to be a homicide. She had been deceased for a few months. She was estimated to be between 18 and 35 years old, was between 5 feet 3 and 5 feet 8 inches tall, and weighed 120 pounds. She had black hair, styled in braids, and had a slender build. She was found wearing a pair of Fubu brand jeans, a brown, white, and beige shirt, and a single black shoe. Duct tape was found around the victim's neck as well. Baby Allison. In Strasburg Township, Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, the body of a newborn girl was found concealed with a plastic bag in a burn barrel on the afternoon of December 31, 2003. The baby had been born alive and then had her throat cut and her umbilical cord was not removed from her body. She was determined to be white and to not have been of incestuous ancestry. There was also a slim possibility that she was from the Amish settlement she was located in, as genetic testing indicated. It is presumed that the baby's mother was under 20 years old and may have been native to the area, although it is possible that she was not. A local gas station may have contained evidence from the child's birth, although it is not certain if it is related to the case. Indiana County Jane Doe. A black female with Hispanic characteristics was discovered in a wooded area on December 29, 2008, in Rochester Mills, Indiana County, Pennsylvania. She had been murdered years before, possibly between 1993 and 2003. She had been shot in the back of her head and was later dismembered with a saw, as evidence on the bones suggested. The victim was found with a pair of possibly gray shorts that had elastic in their waistline. The woman was estimated to be between 30 and 40 years old at the time of death and was between 4 feet 9 inches and 5 feet 9 inches tall. Because of the state of her body, the weight was not possible to determine or estimate. The Jane Doe had a partial denture on the top set of her teeth and her hands and feet were not recovered. West Manchester Jane Doe. On November 18, 2013, the skeletal remains of a young or middle-aged man were found in a wooded area by tree trimmers in West Manchester Township, Pennsylvania. The man was estimated to be between 30 and 50 years old, and was between 5 feet 3 inches and 5 feet 10 inches tall. Weight, hair color, and eye color were unable to be determined. Evidence of trauma was found on the bones, leading investigators to classify the man's death as a homicide. The only clothing or items of note recovered were a pair of decayed boxer shorts and a partial upper denture plate. Isotope testing determined that the man had been born in the United States and had most likely grown up in the South. The DNA Doe Project was asked to assist with the man's identification on August 6, 2019. Recent admixture testing by the project found that the man was primarily of African American descent, disproving the previous theory that the man was white. 3 reconstructions had been made of the man since his discovery, and they are now considered to be inaccurate. See also List of unidentified murder victims in the United States. References. External links: The Doe Network, National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, National Missing and Unidentified Persons System.